So Madison is a family friend of Mr. Ferris, and actually her dad's going to tell you a little bit more about his story and how they know each other, and he has a connection to our town there. So he thought it would be really cool for Madison to come, and at that time we didn't know that they were going to be coming to our town, so we were going to have to like Skype, and it never really came to be. So Mr. Ferris actually called me the other day and was like, hey, guess what, they're coming to town. So we called, reached out, and they were able to come by. And Madison is an entrepreneur student, but she's been very successful lately, and she has a cool podcast that she does, and she also has done a pilot program, which she's going to tell you all about, for a TV series possibly, and some other cool stuff that she has, a clothing line, all kinds of good stuff. But you all give her your best attention, and actually I think her dad's going to introduce her maybe, and we'll turn it over to them. And best behavior, everybody sit still, you don't need anything. There's some YouTube stuff that we'll show here in just a little bit. Oh, did it not work?
Yeah, I just got it back the other day.
Oh, okay, gotcha. There's some YouTube things we'll pull up and let you watch as we go. So just best behavior on your bottom, mister. We don't want you to fall off there.
All right, how's everybody doing? Good. Okay, so how I operate best is energy. I operate off your energy. You guys in the back does not mean that you're precluded, right? So I need energy. I have to drink 2 cups of coffee to get me going anymore, so I'm not dragged around, right? I'm on my 3rd cup, so that means I need energy, right? Here we go. How are we doing? Good. All right, I'm gonna point whoever's not talking, because you're going to talk in class, so this is your opportunity to speak up. How are we doing? Good. How are we doing? Good. You didn't say anything. I saw you. How are we doing? Good. One more time. How are we doing? Good. You didn't say anything. Here we go. One more time. And you didn't say anything. I saw you too. You didn't. No, you didn't. I know I was talking. How are we doing? Good. How are we doing? Good. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now we got some energy. Okay, you give me energy, I have energy. All right, so the reason why we're here is because I'm going to introduce Madison. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from here. I went to school here. We both live in Atlanta. She was born in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta now. Been there forever, right? So, you want to know the thing that makes me special? Energy. Do you want to know the thing that makes me special? Energy. No. Do you want to know the thing that makes me special? Yes or no? Yes. Nothing. What? I'm serious. Nothing. You want to know why? Because I was born and raised here too. I'm not special. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not special. I went to the University of Kentucky, got out of that. I became a writer. I became an author. I speak around the world. I'm a film director. I make movies. I make TV shows. I make animation. But I'm not special. I'm just good at what I do. Right? I said that to say I come home to let you guys know that you can do it too. I used to be right here. My mom taught right here. She taught at the middle school. Right? She taught middle school for 30 years. Yeah. And so guess what? I have a daughter. She's 10. She started her podcast at 7 years old. 7. Right? She's been doing it for 3 years, a little over 3 years now. Let me tell you what happened in that time. And she's going to tell you the story how it all started, but in that time, she worked, she stayed busy, she started to develop her craft, and guess what? She started getting opportunities for voiceover work. Voiceover means that you're the talent or the voice behind different animations for commercials, stuff like that. There's a doll coming out next year. It's called Chocolate Angel. If you go to Walmart or Target or someplace like that, or Amazon, when the doll comes out, it will be her voice. They paid her for it. She gets paid. She did a gig last week, a voiceover thing for a podcast last week, and guess what? They paid her $400 for an hour and 20 minutes of her time. That's almost it's actually a little over $200 an hour, right? At 10 years old, she's 10. She's in 5th grade. She's just like you guys, man. I'm dead serious. She did a project where somebody booked her in South Africa, they booked her to do the narration for a was a documentary, right?
Yeah.
For what?
A South African soccer team.
A South African soccer team. We had to look up how you pronounce the names, right? That's what she's doing. She studies acting. What is it called? What type of acting?
I study improv, which means you have to like make it up on the spot.
Yeah, she studies improv acting in Swanee, and she just got callbacks for casting agents for 2 commercials that are coming up. So my point is, if she can do this, you guys can do it too. If she can do it starting at 7 years old, you guys can do it too. If I can do it coming from Campbellsville, Kentucky, our house used to be right down the road, right across the street. We were in Green Acres, right across the street from the old factory. That's where I used to live. If I can do that, you guys can do it too, right? My point is, I'm trying to help you understand. The reason why we are here is to let you know that what? What have I said 3 times? What? You can do it too. Again, you can do it too. 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 All right. Yes, I got energy, right? I got energy. My point is, guys, I just want to introduce her. I want to give her a proper introduction. This is not what she does. She doesn't come in and speak to schools. This is her first go around doing this, right? But she's really good at conveying to you how she does stuff, what she does. Let's do this. I want you to introduce yourself, but then go into the beginning so they can actually see a little bit of it, and then you can come back to it. We'll switch it up from last time, right? Okay. All right. Introduce yourself, then go into that. And then this is the beginning. So this is when she very, very, very first started. This interview is a buddy of mine, and she's just doing practice. This is practice for the next thing that you're going to see when she's at the zoo. So she'll tell you about her podcast. So Madison has her podcast called All Things Madison. It's broadcast all over the world. She said 7 countries. She's actually in 14 countries. Okay? She's got her clothing line. Stand up. She's got a clothing line. Her clothing line is actually her brand. And on the back, it's the tags, shoes, it says Madison Lauren. That's literally her brand. She's got different other things that she does with that. This is her logo. That's for the podcast, right? All Things Madison. Show the shoes. The shoes are for the podcast. This is the logo for the podcast, and then this is the secondary logo. The secondary logo is the one for the boys. The one with the unicorns for the girls, secondary logo is for the boys, right? Okay, that all said, she has her book coming out in the fall. What's it called?
The Magnificent Shero's Friends Till the End.
Magnificent Shero's Friends to the End. What kind of book is it?
It's a graphic novel.
Graphic novel written for middle grades, right? And then I told you about the voiceover thing. It's you, take over, it's your show. Go. Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Madison, and what you see here is the beginning. It's when I first started my podcast and I was just interviewing some people. I had to practice because it was my first time doing it. So can you please pull up the video?
What's the best part of the zoo? What's the best part of being a zookeeper to you? Go.
What's the best part of being a zookeeper to you?
I know most people, Madison, will expect me to say the animals. But you know what my best part of being a zookeeper is? Dealing with the young children that come to the zoo and see animals from all over the world for the first time.
Why does that make you happy? Go.
So why does that make you happy?
Then you get a chance to see animals.
One of my favorite movies is Lion King. I noticed you guys have a new Africa section. Can you tell me more about that? Go.
So one of my favorite movies is The Lion King. I heard you got an African section. Can you tell me more about that?
I sure will. I love the lions too.
1, 2, 3, go.
When you say the animals are your friends, like Dr. Doodle,
Well, I certainly count them as my friends, but we have to remember that they are wild animals, so we treat them like that. But they do know us. We do interact a lot.
and do they know you at a personal level? Like when you eat or when you pass gas like my dad?
Just what it looks like. All right, go ahead. I'll follow you. Go.
Walk that way. There, at least, yeah, there you go. Let me come around here. All right. So now, Madison, I want you to introduce everyone. So you have to point to them because we don't know everybody's names, right? So I said, okay, okay, everyone, can you introduce yourselves?
Okay, but can you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Jamaica. I'm Maggie.
I'm Luis.
Now ask them, say, and what character do you play in Pete the Cat?
And what character do you play in Pete the Cat?
I play Alligator, the dad, and the robot.
Right now, I am Gus the Platypus.
I play Pete the Cat.
And I play Grumpy Toad, Turtle, Principal Nancy, and a bunch of fish.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, now ask them, say, so this is the stage, right?
So this is the stage, right? Yeah.
And this is how you guys are behind the stage when you're in a production.
And so this is how you're behind the stage when you're in a production.
Can you give me an example?
Can you give me an example?
Well, we sit on these carts and then we hold the puppets up here so that the audience can see the puppets, but they don't see us.
Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, this is a nice, cozy blanket I got. You like it?
Yeah, looks great. That color is awesome on you.
Thanks, makes me hot.
Wall clock. It runs off the battery. You can tell time with it just like any other clock. Then this is a clock is from England. Can you believe that? All the way from England, here in Duluth, Georgia. And this is an American clock. This clock is very advanced. This clock's probably around 100 years old. It will tell you the time. It's missing the faces, the dials of the clock, but it'll tell you the time. It tells you the seconds. This is the pendulum. This hand normally points at the date, then it tells you the day of the week, and then it tells you the month. Now, how precise is that?
Miss Judy, what would you like to tell all the kids around the world listening right now?
So Miss Judy, what would you like to say to all the kids listening around the world right now?
Well, what I'd like to say is that birding is really cool. It's something that you can do with your folks. It's something you can do with your grandparents. You can do it on your own. But there's a lot of really pretty and cool birds out there. Like if you think about owls. Owls are really cool. Owls can't digest their food. So what owls do is that after they eat a rodent, they have this thing that goes into their stomach, and then they have to spit it up, and that's called an owl pellet. And when they spit that owl pellet up, then you get to go in and you get to dissect it, and then you can see all the little bones that they've been eating. You can kind of put the little critter back together and find out what they've been eating. Birds are cool.
This is disgusting.
No, it's cool.
Maybe cool and disgusting at the same time.
Well, I'll give you that one.
Oh, hey guys, I'm just doing some research on this author, Brooks Benjamin. Do you want to see who he is? He's running his latest book, My 7th Grade Life in Tights. Let's see what he wrote about it.
All right, Madison, you got it.
Next question. What made you originally interested in studying the stars?
There were.
You got it, man.
Okay, so that was my podcast. And that was back in probably 2019, so before COVID. And I was doing all these live interviews. Like interviews with the zookeeper, as you saw, the Oxman, I think that's what you call it, the bird lady, and Pete the Cat cast. These were all big for me, because I was like, 7 at a young age. It was still big for me. But then, well, COVID hit.
Teachers, if you don't mind, check your email when you get a chance to see the Kona Ice schedule for this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So just check your email. It'll be in a Google Doc. Thanks.
Then COVID hit. And after that, I had to stick to Zoom because, nobody wanted to get out. But I got used to Zoom, which took a while because, Zoom wasn't really my thing. When I got used to Zoom, I did author interviews. Like, I interviewed authors. It was a while back again, so I don't really remember all the books. but I do remember this one lady. Her name is Sarah Albee. She's my mentor, and she's a 5-time New York Times best-selling author of nonfiction books for kids. And what she basically did was like she mentored me in my book, my graphic novel. And she gave me the courage to basically, write my book, but also give my podcast. It is an amazing show, and I love doing these interviews. And it's so fun to be an entrepreneur. I just love being an entrepreneur at such a young age, because I'm your age. I mean, of course, I don't get hate, and I get like mini fans and stuff. Okay, now, do you have any questions?
No, Madison, take them to the show.
Okay,
Show them the pilot. Tell them what the pilot is.
Okay, a pilot is, it is the first episode of everything. Like, if you're like on a streaming service and you see the pilot of the first show, that'd be like, let's see, pilot of one of your favorite shows. This means the first episode. Okay, show me please.
Let me, hold on, before you start, let me interject. I tend to jump in and out, and the reason why is because I want to make sure you guys get the full context. So, what you guys saw just a moment ago was it's just behind the scenes, just clips from when she very first started. So she was 7, like she said, right? But this is, okay, so do you guys know what a podcast is? Does everybody know what a podcast is?
We listened to one of her yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. So it's the audio, right? That's the podcast, it's the audio. So it's just like a radio. It's just like a radio show, except for it broadcasts through all the different streaming apps. So Spotify, Apple Music, all this other stuff. Well, we had an opportunity to get the show picked up for what's called live action. So anytime you see it in video, it's called live action, right? This has anime portions of it too. We had an opportunity to get it picked up by PBS Kids. They wanted to see this. They wanted us to put something together for it. Also, a company called Pocket Watch. But then that led us to talking to Disney and Nickelodeon. So this is the pilot, or it's the first episode. It may not be this exactly, but it'll be pretty similar. It's to give you guys an idea of what the show would actually be about and what it can become. So from what you guys heard yesterday, this is the visual that has been expanded and it's bigger and it's better and everything else. So this is the pilot. The pilot's about 20 minutes long and it's interactive. At the very end, she's gonna ask you guys a question. You guys give her the answer, she'll touch the screen, and we'll see if you get the right answer or not. That's how this thing works. It's about 20 minutes, give us your time, pay attention if you would, and she'll do a Q&A at the very end, so you guys can actually talk to her and ask her how she does this stuff and how you can do it too. Does that sound cool? Everybody with me? Yeah? Okay.
Welcome to All Things Madison, the podcast exclusively for kids. Sure to tickle your funny bone while learning something new at the same time. You'll hear from talking bears.
Why that is such a big deal, I'll never know.
Laughing unicorns.
You guys are so funny.
Farting sloths.
Hey, watch it. I'm lactose intolerant. I'm only gassy when I drink milk. Yeah, we're part of the show too. Even the folks in the dollhouse have a part.
Bonjour. Hi.
Hey guys! Hi, yo! Hello? Don't forget about the rest of us.
Here's your host, Madison Lauren. Please enjoy the show.
Hey friends, welcome to my show. Well, technically my bedroom, but you know what I mean. Anyways, you might be wondering why it's called All Things Madison. Well, because I'm Madison, and it's about all the things I like. Like, I love all my stuffed animals and dolls, and I got you to meet them. And of course, then there's my fave, Princess the Unicorn.
Oh, Madison, you're my favorite too.
You've probably noticed that Princess is the inspiration behind my unicorn logo. Yep, that's her, my friend. And I like cooking with my dad, creating new characters like my Shinies, who eat worms, talk their own language, and fight some very territorial birds. See? And I love learning new stuff. and the latest funny TikToks. I also really enjoyed writing my new graphic novel, The Magnificent Shearers. So, what's the show about? Funny season segments, cool interviews, and behind the scenes, but mostly just trying to make kids and their parents laugh all while learning something new.
That's right.
Oh, hey Daddy. I was just about to tell them that it's overall fun stuff for kids of all ages.
And families.
I also talk about the heavy stuff sometimes too, like ocean pollution, climate change, or deforestation. 'Cause it's gonna be up to us to fix it.
But keep it fun.
Right, now on to the show. And now it's time for Pit Talk of the Week. Do you know what that is? Yep, you guessed it. I picked my top 3 favorite Pit Talks to share with you. Coming in at number 3 is Peace Puppy 777. Aww, who doesn't love 2 cute puppies playing together? Well, except the one doing all the biting. Bad doggy, bad doggy. That's why number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Miss Kibbleway, the drumming bass. Do your thing, girl. I ain't mad at you. And coming in our top spot is K Lifestyle with that Afro And if you have a favorite TikTok, send a link to my dad at smith.devontae@gmail.com. And be sure to reach out to each of our contestants and show them some ATM family love. Oh, and tell them that the cutie from All Things Madison sent you. And now it's time for Around the World in 180 Seconds with our friends all the way in India, Leela and her mom Lindy. Their podcast is called Lucy Paloozy, and they break down the news into bite-sized chunks for us kids. Be sure to check out full episodes of Lucy Paloozy wherever you get your podcast. Leela, Lindy, take it away.
Thanks, Madison. So you've probably heard the phrase, if at first you don't succeed, then try again, right?
Oh yeah, but my personal favorite is a winner never quits. And a winner never wins.
Well, it's not just a thing that adults say to children, but something the world's leading space agency is taking to heart.
That's right. As we have reported on the Newsy Paloozy podcast before, NASA is hoping to launch its most powerful rocket ever developed, Artemis 1.
Artemis 1. In fact, it's designed to eventually send astronauts and their equipment back to the moon for the first time in 50 years. Wow.
So to get this rocket up in space, 3 million liters of super cold liquid hydrogen and oxygen will burn in 4 big engines underneath the vehicle, thrusting it into space.
Okay. But when they tried doing this earlier this month, there was a hydrogen leak.
And a few weeks before that, there was another technical issue that meant the mission was...
Mission aborted. In other words, canceled.
So, to make sure everything is in order this time, to try again, NASA is planning to perform a televised cryogenic demonstration test.
What a...
Oh, well, cryogenics is the branch of physics that deals with the production and effects of very low temperatures.
meaning they'll load super cold liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen into the rocket to confirm if the hydrogen leak has been repaired properly.
And I thought the AC was cold. If so, on September 27th, it'll be the go, go, go blast off.
Well, if not, then the next backup launch is scheduled for October 2nd. If that doesn't work,
Then they'll try again. Because a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. As one very smart person once told me.
Yes. Back to you, Madison.
Back to you.
Now for this week's featured segment. Hello, Dr. Sal. Thank you for coming out to my show. Can you tell us where we are?
Yes, we're on the Georgia Tech campus, the physics building, and right near the observatory that's on our roof.
Wow. Okay, so the first question is, what is it like to be an astronomer?
Oh, I find that fascinating. I love the job that I have. Of course, I grew up looking at the sky. But as an astronomer, I get to not only study the sky and everything there, I also have to know some physics, math, and chemistry, and geology. And so I get to deal with all kinds of scientists, but also I deal with art, religion, and philosophy too.
Wow, that sounds like a very interesting job. So the second question is, why is it important to study space, the planets, and the stars?
Well, there's thousands of reasons. In particular, studying the sky a long time ago made it possible for people to begin to travel across ocean. That wasn't possible. We also started doing timekeeping. Astronomers are the ones that keep your calendar going. But then there's just the awe and wonder of learning about things out in the universe, just like people want to study about fish and animals, things on the earth.
Wow. So astronomers like studying about planets and stars like that?
Oh yes, that's what I like to see.
And now it's time for hashtag JOD, or Joke of the Day. Daddy, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
This one is the Space Edition.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, who in the solar system has the most loose change?
I don't know.
Come on, of course. It keeps changing quarters.
That was funny.
That was a hint. Okay, what should you do when you see a green alien?
Run the other way?
Wait until it's ripe, of course. Get it? Green like a banana?
Oh, Daddy, those are definitely dad jokes.
I'm killing them. Okay, last one, I promise. What did the doctor say to the rocket ship?
You got me.
It's time to get your booster shot.
We gotta work on your jokes then.
Okay, yes, I know. This is good stuff.
Well, that's it for hashtag JOD.
Or Joke of the Day. Until next time, keep laughing.
Now, back to our feature. Third question, do you believe in other life in outer space, like aliens?
That is a very difficult question, and I thought a lot about it. There are people looking for like little microbes or algae in the solar system, some of these worlds. And if they find it, then I think there's life everywhere. But if they don't find any other in the solar system, then I'm thinking life is very far away, that we don't have any nearby.
So you're saying like if there's germs, bacteria out in outer space, that means there's most likely to be like other living species?
I think within the galaxy there has to be some other life, although Carl Sagan in the first Cosmos series said that somebody has to be first in the galaxy, and I kind of like that. Maybe we're the first advanced life form in the galaxy. Got it all to ours.
Maybe we are.
Yeah.
And what we as live on Mars?
I won't. I'm not going to make it. Maybe you'll make it there. The biggest problem is actually getting there, because it will take more than a year to travel. there. I think once colonists begin, then they'll be able to figure out how to survive the environment. But it's a long ways away. It's a long time.
Yeah, it'll probably take us forever to get there. And last question, what are your favorite constellations and where would they be in the sky?
You know, that's interesting because my two favorite constellations, one's very large and one's very small. The large one is called Orion, and it looks like a man. It's got a belt, shoulders, knees, and that's in the winter sky. And my favorite little one is in the summer, and it's a little tiny dolphin. It looks like a dolphin jumping out of the water. A lot of people haven't heard of it. It's called Delphinus.
Oh, I've heard of both of them before. Oh, one more thing. Have you ever met Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson? And if so, where?
Actually, I've had the pleasure, and I think it was in this building. He came by many years ago and talked to the astronomers. But he was giving a show on the tech campus, and we attended that, and it was very inspiring. I wish I had gotten to meet him personally instead of just in a group.
Wow, that sounds cool. Maybe we'll make you a celebrity like him.
Oh, good. I hope so.
Okay, Dr. Sal, thank you for coming on to my show. And have all the kids come here to check out the stars. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome to the first episode of Roblox. Roblox? Really? I can't wait. I didn't know we were doing that here.
Or not. Daddy?
Oh, my mistake. Welcome to the first episode of Wordblocks.
That's better.
Well, this should be fun. Maybe you should tell them what it is.
Right. Well, this is a game where you get a chance to play along.
Each episode, you'll learn a new word.
And the root word for the word.
And get a chance to give your own answer at the end.
Right, for a chance to win. And we have some cool stuff too, like stickers, posters, tickets, or just whatever our sponsors are doing at the time.
Should we get started?
Go for it, Charlie.
Today's word is astronomer. Do you know what an astronomer is?
Yes, sir. It's a person who studies the stars.
And the root word would be wordblocks.
Aster, which comes from the Greek language and means star. Okay, now it's your turn. Use the pointer to pick the correct answer for the following question. Anna, our resident AI, take it away.
Thank you, Madison. Hi, friends. Let's play a little game, the Word Blocks multiple choice quiz. First question, and you're on the clock. With what you now know about an astronomer, which of these is an astronomer likely to study? A. Marine life. B. Baseball astroturf. C. The constellations. D. The dinosaur era. You have 10 seconds to pick an option. Ready? Start the timer. Way to go, you got the right answer. The correct answer is C. Second question. Who is the most famous astronomer living today? A. LeBron James. B. Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What's the right answer? What's the right answer?
Serena Williams.
Dr. Pepper.
D. Dr. Pepper.
LeBron James.
You have 10 seconds to pick
Which
an
is it,
option.
Ariel? Which is it?
Ready? Start the timer.
Hey, B, C, or D? Which one? Which one?
Nice job. You got the right answer. The correct answer is B. Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Thank you for playing. Back to you, Madison.
Yes! Congratulations! Now, if you'd like to claim your prize, then you can contact us at smith.therocktank@gmail.com. Or else you might not get it. Okay, bye!
Bye!
now it's time for tea and crumpets, a most pleasant episode recap.
Okay, friends, what did we learn today?
Space?
Yeah, but what about space?
Okay, I'll take this one. I learned a lot. Like, stars are made up of gas, and asteroids are dusty as...
Great.
Dust! I was gonna say dust. Dust and ice. And the root word for astronomer is astro.
Good one, Charlie.
Oh, gosh. Can't you mention something that wasn't part of your segment?
I thought you did a great job, Charlie.
Thanks, yellow guy.
Pineapple? It's pineapple.
Right. My bad.
Well, I especially like TikToks. They're so fun. And Madison, you did your thing.
Thanks, Pineapple. What about you, Princess? What did you get out of this week's show?
I thoroughly enjoyed the interview, and the stuff about Mars was super interesting.
I agree.
But you kind of promised to make him a celebrity for your next movie.
Well, I have to make a movie first. To me, the most important things about space are the possibilities of other life forms, or aliens, water on the moon, or space travel, or even what we can do to make life better here on Earth.
Right.
Yes, all of those things and more.
I hate to ask, but can somebody pass the tea?
That wraps up this episode of our show. Each week, we hope to bring something different, new, and exciting with a few laughs along the way. You'll see these segments, along with others, where I'll jump into the kitchen to teach you some of my favorite recipes. Or you'll see me talk to kids at different events around the city. Or maybe stuff dealing with fashion, sneaker culture, or other kids' influences. Either way, I'll always keep it spicy. So, be sure to give me a like, follow, or subscribe to keep up with us. To pre-order my new book, The Magnificent Sheroes, just go to shopmadisonmore.com. Oh yeah, and you'll find all my merch there too. Remember, we love you just the way you are. Until next time, I'm out.
Oh, and introducing The Fantastical Adventures of Sleepy Steve by my dad, the animated series, coming to a screen near you soon.
He's back!
It comes S-L-E-P-P-Y, Steve. I kinda got the boys and girls.
Get ready for the return of the funniest kid alive with The Fantastical Adventures of Sleepy Steve.
E-P-P-Y, Steve.
And now he's animated.
Cool. Where we going?
As we discovered Steve's notorious sleep disorder isn't what it seems. Steve must find out as much as he can about his new power. How does he control it? What are his limits? And most of all, can he stop the mysterious evil villain Ratface with powers he hasn't mastered yet? Stay up to date on the launch of the coolest cartoon series coming to a screen near you.
All right, guys, that's it.
Thank you. Okay, let me tell you two more things and we'll get to a question and answer. Okay, so I don't have a clothing line. It's called shopmadisonlauren.com. And you can find all my merchandise there. I have water bottles, I have bed sheets, I have clothes, I have many, many things.
Sneakers, shoes.
I have almost everything you can think of. And I have things for boys and for girls.
Let me jump in. Okay, so I like to do this. We kind of tag team, but there's a reason why I want to jump in. Earlier, I think I mentioned, just for a second. Earlier, I think I mentioned that did I mention this, Coach? We've done 2 of these now. So part of what we do is, my company is one that produces this stuff. We literally produced all of this. If you let it play, you'll see all of this red section. There's like 40 people that help to participate and make this thing happen. So I contract people around the world. They're in Bangladesh, they're in India, they're in Pakistan. She's on Zoom calls with these people, helping them understand what we're doing and how we put this stuff together, right? But they also helped us to create our brand that you see, right? So the back of her shirt is, you'll see her logo. This is actually her tag, like you see Nike on the back, right? It says Madison Lauren. That's actually her brand. Inside the shoe, like my shoe's a Puma. You open up inside this Puma, it says Madison Lauren. It's actually her brand. The logo is the show. That's the show. The M is one really so much more for the boys. If you look at the shoes, you see you got the pony. That's really more designed for the girls. So we thought both of it through, right? When you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, you have to think marketing. I don't know if you guys talk about that. Marketing, right? That's how you get your stuff out there. You create the product or the service, but how do you get it out? How do you make money, right? So you make money by selling it. So she has, what she was talking about is her website, shopmadisonlauren.com. It's simple, it's easy to remember. But the main thing is so that she can sell it. This shirt sells for $27. Those shoes sell for $75, right? $75. She sold 10 of them last month. 10 times 7 is $750. Over Christmas, we did no marketing, sold almost $3,000 worth of product, right? Because she has a platform, or what you call a store, where you can go and buy it, literally, right? So I said all that to say, because she won't say this because she's a little on the shy side, and she's not as used to it as I am, but I am a big mouth. I am a speaker. I'm a professional motivational speaker. So I can convey a little bit more to you than maybe she would. Since we're speaking to you about entrepreneurship, what you need to understand is once you create your product or your service, you have to market it. That's why we're here, is to help you guys understand what you're doing, but also help get you to learn more about what she's doing, right? That all said, I'm gonna let her take over, but since we got a limited amount of time, I wanna say one last thing. This afternoon, come out and check her out. She's doing a live podcast this afternoon. It's going to be at, what's the name of the place I said? Central Kentucky Job Center. Yes. Okay, Central Kentucky Job Center, which is right up there by the library, across the street, where Hardee's is, right behind Hardee's. Okay, at 3:30. Now listen to this. We're going to have a cricket farmer there. He sells edible crickets. Anybody ever had a cricket? You had a cricket? Are they good? Okay, well, at least she's had one. You had some? Really? Yeah. So the guy sells edible crickets. He's got barbecue flavor and ranch and honey mustard. I'm very serious, right? So she's going to interview him because of Earth Day or Earth Month, right? You guys come out. You can see how she does the podcast, which is really cool. You can see her actually interact with people like you saw earlier, right? And you can ask questions if you want, and you will be on the podcast. You will literally be heard around the world, right? Okay, so I'm going to let her take back over, but I just wanted to interject and say, look, guys, it's a lot that goes into being an entrepreneur, especially if you're thinking through and doing all the stuff that she's doing. You don't have to do all that, but if you do it, just know that don't be shy. Speak to people. Tell people what you're doing so you can market it and people can support you. Does that sound good? Right? Okay, take it back over. You got it.
Okay, since we only have 8 minutes left, I want to do a question and answer. So, you.
What time was your podcast tonight?
3:30.
What got you started into like your podcast and stuff?
Hold on. Can you say that again a little bit louder, man? Because they can't hear you back here.
Oh, what got you started into your podcast and show?
That is a good question. When I was 7, probably like in 2019, yeah. I saw my dad doing his podcast, and he had me do a commercial for his podcast. And I told him that, well, I could do that too. And I just had to think of a name for it. So I called it All Things Madison. And then that's started my podcast.
A little bit louder, Maddie, but we heard you.
Okay.
Let's take 3 more questions.
You.
Deer in headlights, you all right? I know, I get it too, man. You want us to come back to you? All right, cool.
You, back there.
How many subscribers? Okay, that's a great question. So on her YouTube channel, I think she's got maybe 1,000. It depends on which platforms. Spotify is like 10,000, and then you got Apple Podcasts, which is like 20,000. So total, and then you got TikTok and also. So total, somewhere probably around 40 to 50,000.
And I even checked the subscribers. You just unfull screen.
So we can hear you.
If you want to check the subscribers right now, all you do is just unfull screen and you go look down at the channel name.
That's not okay. So this is an email. So this is just shared with you guys, but you would have to go in. But yeah, so yeah. But what I was gonna say is this is not. It's not published. So this is a private video. It's not published. It's not shared yet. But yeah. So but he's saying across. Well, I'm saying across all the platforms, not just YouTube. But yeah. Yep. Did you have a question though? Because you had a question. Do you have a question? No. Okay. All right. All right. 2 more questions, Madison.
Okay, you back there.
When did you want to start doing all this?
What was the
He said, what made you want to start doing all of it?
Oh, well, it was mainly because of my dad, since he's an entrepreneur himself.
Okay. One more question.
You in the green shirt.
What got you started into this?
What got you started?
Mainly because I saw other kids doing it, and I thought, wow, I mean, I want to do what I love best, and just be myself, and all of you can be yourselves and work for yourself. Because that's what being an entrepreneur is.
Awesome. One more question. That's the last one.
How did you get this started? What did you do? Like, what all did you have to go through to get started?
That's a good question. So all you have to go through.
Well, since I go to school, like, all of you, I had to use my school cards at the time. And I had to, well, it cost a lot of money for my dad.
Yeah.
And it also cost a lot of time. A lot of time. And it also required me to be brave, like step out of my shell, like I'm doing now.
And basically, so one more thing. Basically, let me come around here because I know we got to wrap up. To answer your question, how you start a podcast is really what you're saying. How you start a podcast. There are platforms that you can go to, and you can literally come up with your own idea. You can record it using your phone, right? You record it using audio equipment that's not really expensive, right? But you can record it and then you can put it out there, and it's free to put it up. It doesn't cost anything to put it up. It costs to get on the platform, but it doesn't cost to put it up. The problem is marketing. That's what she's really talking about. It's the money to market it and get it out there and let people know. That's what gets expensive, right? That got really expensive. But this is only because we had interest from PBS Kids and from Hulu and YouTube and all these guys. So that's the reason why we did this. But to actually do a podcast, the audio that you hear, it costs a lot of money. It just costs money when you're trying to market it, get it out there and stuff like that. So, all right. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. Come out this afternoon, 3:30 at the Job Center and take pictures with her, and we'll blast you guys out and blast us out, and we appreciate you guys. You guys enjoy it? Yes. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys very much. Let's take a quick picture. Where can we take a quick picture at?
Let's see. If you all, the kids back here, you want to come to like the walkway right here, and then everybody can kind of stand up against this side, and then you all